Okay, so when we dig further into some of the trees here, so I'll go into the cart. So the common cart items, we have the cart header, and then we see there are some buttons. So, but when we right click and say add new item, we cannot select button. We can only select item. So an item is basically anything that you does not have any further children, or you do not at this moment care about the further children of this item. So for example, let's say I want to choose this hamburger button. I can just simply add the path to the hamburger button, and in the path it's saying button. So when I apply this, the new item here will automatically get the button type assigned. Okay, let's say, for example, with this hamburger cart button, at some point in the future, I do want to change this. I can right click, say convert to rooted folder, and then it's just converted. I can right click and add some sub item. So for example, let's say the icon, and that might be some image with name hamburger icon. Need to use quotes here for name, or for any text item, in fact. Okay, so you can see, yeah, you can easily go from an item to a rooted folder if needed at any point in the future. Alternatively, you can also work the other way around. I'll delete this here for now because it was just to show you. Let's go into Spy and open up an element cart. Okay, from Spy, I'll just track a few items. So, for example, the tickets. And also in Spy, you have the element repository. So you can open up a repository immediately in Spy. But for now, I'll keep it like this. And I can right click my item and say add to repository. Yes. And if I then go into repository, you will see here my main window and my tickets item. Okay, so let's add one more by tracking. I'll add the reports. Okay, it's not working. Okay, reports is also added. Let's add dashboards. As you can see here, Ranorex Spy already created here a stack panel. So it's interesting, but maybe not the best choice. So it's already created some structure. Let's see. Okay, I'll cancel this one. So it's created the stack panel and it's assigned a tree to that. And I see it keeps unloading here, so it's probably not a very efficient tree. Let's see here. Framework. I have lots of stuff I don't really care about. So let's disable a couple first. I have the container here. Let's keep the framework view. Content presenter I can disable. The grids I can disable. The workspace grid I want to keep. Also the list item representing the workspace I want to keep. I want to keep the cart container and the cart with the element name. And then let's see, I want to also keep the page tree. So from the cards, let's disable these. To keep the page tree, and then in fact, all of this stack panel, page tree view, I might want to keep, but the stack panel is just a structural item in WPF, and I don't really care. So I'll disable these, and I'll replace them by a / wildcard. Okay. In fact, I'll leave the / out, and I'll place this in the sub items. Okay, clean up a bit here. Okay, I have some unwanted things here. I'll go into the browser to check my structure. See, I have the workspaces grid. I have 1, 2, 3. So let's make this 4 to make the part more robust. Okay, let's see if I have anything else here. Okay, this should work. Okay, so it's found the page tree in 800 milliseconds. Let's apply this one. Of course, this is now the page tree, so I'll have to rename it. You can just double click or hit the F2 button like in Windows Explorer, and I'll rename this to page tree. And you will see here that for each of those 3 items, Ranorex has automatically added some kind of number. So this is an index. So I've shown you before that if you have something like add automation ID between brackets, that's using a property, and if it's just a number between brackets, that's an index. So it's just counting like visual is 1, data is 2, alarms is 3, then tickets I would expect 4. But yeah, probably there's some kind of item in between here. But this is not very robust, because if something changes in the structure, for example, reports becomes unavailable because there's no reports for this particular element, then everything below here will get a new index. So I will remove these indexes. And at the same time, I will add a double slash in front, because previously I've changed this part of the parent item. So remove the index, add a double slash, and then also for this last one, remove the index and add a double slash. Okay, and now let's take a look at how fast I can find our items. It's looked pretty fast. Let's check again, 577 milliseconds. That's okay with me. And so when we have this, we can just basically copy it and paste it into Ranorex Studio. So it was below the data monocube now for this example. Yeah, I can just paste and it will be added here. So you can work in on some partial tree structure in SPI and then just copy it to the place you want it in Ranorex Studio. I'll delete this one again. Okay, and another way to create rooted folders is to just select a couple of items, right click, and you can say group a new rooted folder. So now after the edits I did previously, all of these are subs of the tree item, and you can group, or the items will be grouped in a new tree item rooted folder. So I can also rename this into tree item. And if I search the tree item, lots of things are found. And if I search for the tickets, then it's now saying the folder could not be uniquely identified because we have several tree items there. So in this case, it was in fact a bad idea to merge these. So always be careful with merging to make sure that it's a logical step. So we'll revert here. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, so I have new folder here which is empty, and I'll just delete it. And so this is our page tree structure. Let's take a look in the existing repository. So we have our card here, and in the generic element under the card body, you will see that there's also a card page tree already available.